Hi there, it's Nick Dash back on the camera again one more time. Just a quick talk about mind-body interconnectivity and why I personally feel that the human mind and the human body are so closely connected that it's almost unreal. I'm going to relate to you a couple of experiences. The first one was when I was in my early days of being in an 18 to 30 club, and I was basically, a young guy. I was out all night drinking, basically. And the next day I was being given a lift back home, and I opened the boot of the car so I could put all of my gear into the back. And as I did so, and I looked into the boot of the car, I just saw in a moment of quite vivid hallucination all kinds of slime encrusted on the inside of the boot, and the slime appeared and then vanished basically. And it was just like very, very strong, very vivid imagination suddenly superimposed onto reality. It was a very peculiar experience. But I came to realize that the cavernous boot of the car seemed to represent something inside me that was also cavernous, such as my stomach, which was obviously quite irritated after having drunk quite so much the previous night. What the hallucination was trying to do was trying to alert my consciousness of the fact that there is this disorder, basically, of my stomach itself. So that showed me that the body can make its problems aware to the mind through hallucination. I suppose we could hypothetically in the future possibly even use hallucination as a means of diagnosing medical complaints, if we could build up a suitably structured scientific means. But anyway, my point here is that the body communicates itself to the mind in the form of a vivid hallucination. The other experience was when I was doing a bit too much in the way of meditation, and I was just into that sort of thing at the time, just doing lots and lots and lots of meditation. And I was lying in bed with my legs exposed, and I visualized one leg getting whiter and one leg getting redder, and imagining drawing the blood out of the leg that was to become white and pushing it into the leg that was to become pinker. And I did this with the help of breathing and visualization in that kind of like meditative, really, really deep meditative state of mind. And after a fair few minutes, my left leg had gone whiter and my right leg had gone pinker. And so this showed me that the mind has the capacity to affect something in the body. It might not have been an internal organ change. It may have just been blood to the surface of the skin. But essentially during that particular experience, I saw the results. Okay, the result was I had some ideas inside my mind. I was using the extreme concentration in a very well-trained meditative state, a very deep meditative state. And a result was occurring, namely the ideas inside my mind was having a strong impact upon my body. And this was brought about by meditative experiences. So, with these two things, okay, the seriously hungover experience, namely an altered state of consciousness which is effectively brought about by drugs of sorts, namely alcohol, and the other experience, which is the meditation experience, whereby the altered state of consciousness was brought about by meditative self-training. It's led me to the opinion that altered states of consciousness practices can actually have some kind of impact upon your health and of course your ability to perceive when something is wrong with you and actually to be sensitive to what's happening in your body. It's not too much of a leap of the imagination to suppose that with a bit of extra practice, if I had been dedicated to that, I could probably get a more detailed information about what was happening in my body and what changes I might need to put into practice, what changes of diet, exercise and the rest of it, and I could start building up some good ideas. But I just wanted to put that your way. The human mind is a lot more complex than we think and that we feel that we're allowed to think. And essentially practices of a spiritual nature could possibly be useful in finding out more about the body and how it works. Maybe in the future we could actually use hallucination as a diagnostic tool. Maybe we could use meditation itself as a means of enhancing self-healing after treatment. Just a few thoughts. Speak to you in a while. Keep cool.